Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Banter. Evans, looks like we got a few allocated products up on the table right here, Justin.
Well, I cannot disagree. So let's call this the allocations video for 2026.
Yep.
Now, if there's one thing that everybody likes to talk about is which products are allocated, which ones are not. Completely not true. Everybody hates that word.
No.
So even words like Sazeracation is a combination that I decided to make allocation and Sazerac mix.
Pretty much
They
everything.
have a lot of allocated products, so it's
Yes.
easier, more fun to say Sazeracation.
Yeah.
And at one point in the industry, we weren't even allowed to use that word because it was so widely available. That's how many products were allocated.
Yeah.
But we have good news.
Yeah, go for it.
We are going to talk about some products that are not allocated anymore that previously were, and we're going to try some allocated products that we were able to come across in the market to show that, hey, they do exist, you can open them, and they do taste good.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, let's pour a little bit of
I think we need some control. It's been a while since I've had
It's been
some
a little
control.
while. And it is 2026. We're back. This is the second video of 2026. So it is now time to talk about allocations from what we learned in 2025 and the little bit of 2026.
Right.
So
yeah, because hasn't much changed in 26 and from 25. Not much.
Not much. Not yet.
Right.
Not yet.
I think that's a great one to say right there. That's a great word. Yet.
Not much has changed yet.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you would, guys, hit that thumbs up button, that like button, and subscribe if you like our content.
And let us know if you don't. As long as you're making comments.
And also,
Might as well.
Yeah, please. And if we could do anything better or whatnot, or if you have some ideas on some different videos that we could do, because we have done that before. We've taken quite a few comments.
And we also like to go mobile. So if you guys have an idea you want us to do a video at your location, your bar, promote your brands, got no problem doing that either.
But I like this video because we've talked allocated a lot. And I remember in some of the videos, we basically said pretty much everything is allocated.
It's getting to the point where even the most simple products are allocated.
Right.
So essentially, we're going to enjoy this and talk about some allocated brands while we open a couple allocated brands and let them breathe, and then we're going to get into some of this. So if you notice that there are three major suppliers or producers on the table, if you want to call it that. So we have Heaven Hill, represented by Elijah Craig 18.
Yep.
Which Charles is opening now. We've got
slowly but surely
Old Charter Finest Oak, represented for the Buffalo Trace and Sazerac land. So might as well do a really nice allocated brand right now from Brown-Forman's and Old Forester. So let's do the 1924 10-year-old, which we've had multiple times. I think we've done some videos before.
Yeah, we have, and I'll tell you what, it's still phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's a great pour.
Yeah,
it's so unique.
I got no complaints with it. And so cheers. What's in your glass? Put your bourbon socks on like I've got.
Indeed.
And join us for allocations of 2025 and 6.
Yeah. I'm curious to see, and you need to stick around because there's some stuff on here that you would think is still allocated that might have just come off allocation.
That is very true. And we have the opportunity to maybe present some of that. But as of now, the market in our current location has a ton of Elijah Craig 18 out on the shelf. And to this date, how many times have we said, for a single barrel 18-year-old bourbon, it's 18 years old, and you guys are out there, and we are too, always seeking out certain age statements and older product and spending ridiculous of hundreds of dollars on it.
Yes.
For $200 or less,
you get an
18-year-old single barrel.
I know. And I'll tell you what, I love it. I have multiple of these, and if I still see them out there, I buy up as much as I can.
It is such a good product to try, and the fact that they put the dates on there and let you know the year and the month and stuff like that, it makes it pretty exciting to see what the change is that barrel did, subtracting 18 years prior from the distillation side, and then aging 18 years later.
And I'll tell you what, they are different because it's a single barrel.
It's a single barrel.
Yeah, but I don't think I've had one yet that I've not liked.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to lobby to get the price value to go up on this product, but my question is, if you guys have an insight or know, put in the comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, or reach out directly. Why do you think this single barrel 18-year-old product is still only $200 or less? I was in this one, I think, $160.
Yeah.
But yet, people are going insane $1,500 for 15-year products from this company.
Or
12-year-old products for $800 from this company.
Or 10-year-old products from this company. They're putting $700, $800 for it.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got an 18-year right here. At the most, I'd say if it's over 200, I think they're trying to get you a little bit. I'd say $200 or less.
Yeah, and there's, like I said, we just had a big amount that hit our area.
Yep.
It's on shelves everywhere, which is super cool to see because before you'd get maybe a couple bottles a year, and now they're getting enough production and allocations bigger to be able to hit markets, to be able to see more of it on the shelf instead of just seeing it maybe one or two. It's pretty impressive to see this as much as I do now.
Yeah.
Going around market.
And I hope we keep seeing it.
Yeah, and I hope this just moves forward for those that like drinking. Definitely dynamic. It is very tannin forward sometimes.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not. Trying one barrel versus another 18-year-old barrel at different dates from different parts of the year.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good time. I don't understand why there isn't more buzz about it.
Yeah.
And I also don't understand why we don't do more videos.
I know. And you know what? Maybe we do another video. Maybe we have to do a one sip showdown on it.
We're going to have to.
Yeah.
18 years versus some of the 18 other years.
Yeah.
So not saying much more about that at the moment. Let's move on to, hey, by the way, Heaven Hill 7, we're going to keep with Heaven Hill, was allocated.
Yep.
No allocation. Off allocation.
That's awesome.
That's one of my favorite products.
It is. It's one of
Heaven
mine
Hill
too.
7 is a fantastic daily, but when it did first come out, in our market, it was around the $40 price point. It has gone up $10. I think that did help it become more readily
Yep,
available.
I agree.
But at the same time, we're now seeing really cool displays of it. And racks and things like that.
Yeah, and what's nice is, now we don't have to really worry about it for right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it might not go back on eventually.
That's up to the higher powers that
Yep.
be in the management roles. We're talking about the consumer roles, which is our role.
Exactly. But I think, I'm wondering now, and maybe we can get to this a little bit, are we starting to see a little bit of a trend?
I think so. I think that they're, in this specific example with Heaven Hill, I personally think because they didn't have the huge boom late like Sazerac, aka Buffalo Trace did, that they've had the stock and now it's like, oh, we have the demand, let's go ahead and put out some higher year age stated things
Yep.
that are becoming more popular and are selling, whereas they are trying to play catch up. I think they were a little bit ahead of the game with production. Obviously, they started in 1935, and they've always had some of these products, and now they're seeing the demand. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and bottle more,
Yeah.
which allowed them to have these older products because they had plenty of barrels still.
And you are seeing it with some of the Heaven Hill products that are coming out, like the Heaven Hill 17, those that have come out. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Old Fitz 7,
Yeah.
bottled and bond, which we've done a video on versus larceny. Is it larceny bottled and bond? 100%.
yeah, 100%.
And it is a great product for the price point too, but we're now seeing it more frequently. Like we were saying, it is eventually going to be off allocation. It's just in the beginning, it's going to be
Yep.
harder to get.
Yep.
Now we're starting to see it more and more and more on the shelf, and people are getting back down to MSRP, SRP pricing instead of inflating it a little bit.
Yeah, and I am seeing it. Definitely in our area, I am seeing it more out there.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a great packaging, which we talked about that
Oh,
before.
it's a beautiful bottle. So
Yeah. So, all right. How about what's another product that we could talk about? Let's move on to Buffalo Trace.
Yep. You want to do that?
Well, Buffalo Trace is producing this brand. Guess what is off allocation completely? Well, Sazerac.
Sazerac Rye.
I remember back in the day, which doesn't seem that long ago now, maybe a decade, where I was hoping to get a couple bottles a month or a case. And then even, I don't know, 2021, 2022, like, oh man, I'm excited. I got 2 cases.
Yeah.
And so now we are off allocations. We have half pints, we have 750s, we have liters of 100 proof, we have 750s of 125 proof, and we have 1.75 liters of standard. So if that's not a way of saying we're off allocation, I don't know what else is.
Yeah.
That's called, 2015, when they started doing that $1.2 billion expansion and production, it is up. It is up.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, and that's a very good rye. Definitely need to try a Sazerac rye if you've not tried it.
Yeah. So we can set that one down.
Yep.
Go back to this one. This is in the Old Charter Oak series. These are definitely allocated because there's only a finite number that they produce. So because it's only a one-time run, which they did the French oak twice, maybe they'll do this other one again. So this tastes very similar to a fancy Buffalo Trace.
I would agree. 100%.
Its finest oak is just fine,
Yep.
but it is a fancy Buffalo Trace.
It is. And which kind of brings us to, I don't know, which one would you want to do next?
Well, now that we're drinking on it and we're not allowed to say any information about it, I wonder if our control is allocated. I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys should try it. Let us know.
Yeah,
what
you need to
think.
come try the control because I'm telling you what, it's been a while since I've had the control. Control is darn good.
Yeah, I say. So, sister company.
Okay. Where are we going?
1792 Sweet Wheat
Oh, yeah.
is still allocated based off of production.
Yep. So is the 12 year.
So is the 12.
Yeah.
But completely 100% off allocation here in our market. 1792 small batch. Yes. As much as you guys like to hear that word allocation, 1792 small batch was on allocation. There's only so much you could purchase per month.
Right.
That is off. It is at will.
Buy
and
as much
not
as you want.
only is it at will, it is, by the way, we have these bigger deals that have free goods on it. I've never seen free goods on 1792, and I've been selling that brand since 2011.
Really? I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah.
Dang.
It is
That's impressive.
a free goods deal for the stores to buy.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And so this is just the example we're using for that. This is the Sweet Wheat. Yes, that is still, they probably could produce more, and you probably might see it as a regular extension, that it did an extended series.
Right.
And so you can call that allocated more, I think more along the lines of limited
Limited.
instead of allocated. But
Yeah.
it's an easy term that everybody uses.
12
Uncut, unfiltered, I'm about to cough.
Yeah, I would say the 12 year. I think 12 year is a limited release. I wouldn't say an allocated. I would say more.
Seasonal.
Yeah, kind of a
Yeah, it
seasonal
could be,
type
yeah,
thing.
it could be seasonal where they've
Yeah.
got the, I mean, that's a really good way to put that there. Seasonal, if you wanted to call it that. And this is why I think of that, because 1792-12,
Yep.
they source so much stuff from Barton that is between 12 and 20 years old. And that means they got the liquid.
They've got the
They've
liquid.
got the liquid.
Yeah.
It's just whether they designate it for a release
Right.
amount of that product.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, think of it like this. We went to Bourbon Fest 2 years in a row now, and you could just sit there at the tent and drink all the 1792-12 you wanted.
Yeah, I mean they had it out there, and that's what I did. I went in, went in, went in,
Went
went in.
Or even the sweet wheat.
Yeah, they
Oh,
had
they
all
had
the
the sweet-
sweet,
that's
yeah,
right.
because that was
They
a
had the
big.
sweet-
It's a much bigger release now
Yeah.
for those, especially now that they had that first release of it years ago, and then realized that wow, this is a popular product. Maybe we want to put some production on this. So that's pretty cool. So another product. We're going to stay on the same Buffalo Trace.
Well, I mean it's because they've got a lot of products.
They do have a lot of products. They have a ton of products. Eagle Rare is still allocated.
Yes, it is.
Sorry. We are making more of it.
We would love to have said it's not.
And I say we. I don't make any of it.
Yeah.
I drink it though.
We drink a few of
We
them.
meaning them.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, they're making more of it. I'm able to see more of it, therefore I'm able to buy more
Yeah.
of it in our market.
And I would say also, I've seen it, and I don't know if you would agree with me, the Heaven Hillside, Henry McKenna. I'm seeing more of the Henry McKennas too.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, that's a 10-year product as well that
Yes.
we've talked about multiple times versus this. So seeing more of that, seeing more of this is good, especially in our market. Now, they did an experimental thing years ago on
Yeah.
this, and it has lightened up a little bit. But with the new production of everything that's been happening that they talk about and put out in the press and everything, again, 2015 was 10 and a half years ago
Yeah.
now. That's a 10-year product. The barrel pick that we just did of this was 10 years and 2 months.
Right.
And we did that pick in 2026. So do the math on that.
Yep.
So that being said, the barrels are coming out right on time.
Yep.
That means there's more production, and they're producing a 12-year now, which we know.
Yeah.
So if you have a 12-year, a 17-year, a 20-year, a soon 25-year, obviously you have more Eagle Rare product.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
there's a lot. There's a lot of it out there, I think, right now.
I'm sure the plan is to, produce as much as possible and sell as much as possible. Why would they not?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually call it what it is. Now, Buffalo Trace, not Eagle Rare, but Buffalo Trace, the distillery that produces these fine brands that we're talking about. Based off of what I've read in the news and the bourbon news coming to you live, Buffalo Trace is off allocation 100% in the state of Missouri.
Yes. So you can get it.
I've seen photos with 25 case mega displays.
Mm-hmm.
Heard it's out. I mean, that's amazing. That means that's the first state to go completely off allocation. That's a big step forward in the game plan of when the CEO said years ago his plan was to have it available just like Jack Daniels. If you can go and get Jack Daniels any day,
Yeah.
he wants you to be able to go get Buffalo Trace any day.
That's awesome.
So that's the first state. So only 49 more to go.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
You want to tell them?
No, go ahead. Go for it.
Weller
Yeah.
has a state that is 100% off allocation for all the Weller fans.
Completely off.
But I'm going to leave it hanging like a cliffhanger.
Need to go do your research.
Do your research and
Yep.
find out which state that is. But there is one, and it is
Yep.
the first one, 100% off allocation. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. But that brings me now. Do you see a trend? Do you think there's a trend happening?
100% with this company.
Yes.
Definitely with this company.
Yes.
We'll get to this company in a second. But these two companies, they knew the game up front.
Yeah.
And they were ahead of it, I thought. They were behind it and got huge, and they couldn't keep up with it at the time. Now they're playing catch up, producing more to where it is now going to be eventually where they were.
Right.
And able to put that stuff out. I'm not saying that Buffalo Trace and Sazerac are going to put out your major BTAC or Winkle line on a regular basis. I don't think they'll ever do that.
No.
That would be counterproductive in my opinion.
I agree.
But their other base products, if you want to call it that, they're missing sales if you don't have your product on the shelf.
For sure.
So if your company is based off of making money and increasing profits, it's not to have a guy walk in the store and ask for Buffalo Trace and he can't buy it.
Right, and walk out because
the idea is every time somebody walks in the store and buys a bottle of Jack Daniels, he wanted the Jack Daniels and he bought it. And so now Brown-Forman made the money.
Yeah.
So that would be counterproductive to do that. So I think the game plan is let's make as much as possible for these to be our flagship brands.
And I really don't think we'll ever see Eagle Rare come off Allocation, to be honest with you. A 10-year?
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Really?
That's my personal opinion. Would you agree or no?
I don't think so either. Being a 10-year?
Well, I mean, why would they produce a 12-year if they don't think that there's going to be a production abundance of the 10-year?
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, but I mean, how readily available is McKenna 10-year?
In our area, it's not that bad.
You can find McKenna in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
A ton of areas.
Yeah.
Now, certain areas have ones that are older than others based off a price point. But
Right.
I'm going to go a little bit EC18 for this conversation.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too. I don't know. Just something I was thinking.
I mean, I like the conversation as far as like, do we think it'll be allocated or not? You know.
But if you're talking a 10-year to 10-year, like, any store that I can go in right now, I can probably find a McKenna 10-year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just on the shelf.
Yeah.
And that could be a price point thing too, because if you go back far enough in McKenna land, I remember it was $24.
Yes.
And now it's 60
Yeah.
plus. So that could be an easier way to get your product on everybody's shelf is if you increase it enough to where it's not your everyday drinker. If you are a everyday drinker person of bourbon, first off, or just period, or if it's just any time you're like, hey, I want a 10-year product. It's going to be McKenna each time. I'll buy the $60. Whereas before it was like, $20. This is great.
Or you pay the $50 for the Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Kind of wants me, makes.
That's good.
I know, it's so good. Makes me want to revisit one of the ones that we always revisit, the Bourbon Bubble.
Oh yeah, the bourbon bubble, the burble.
The Burble.
You guys want some EC18?
It is so good. It is so good.
All right, so now we can continue on with allocations from Buffalo Trace and Sazerac.
Yeah, and then honestly, in the comments, tell us what you think about the allocated product. Is there something that you never knew that was allocated and want to know? Put that out there. Or if there's something else that you would like for us to talk about.
Yeah. If you're not in our market, does your market have abundance of, let's just say, Taylor, Eagle Rare?
I'd love to talk to
Buffalo
somebody
Trace,
in Ohio.
Sazerac.
I would love to talk to somebody in Ohio to see what it's like with the Weller product there.
And Texas.
Okay, and Texas.
Yeah.
I'd love to see. If you're from there, put it in the comments. Let us know what the Weller line is like there. Can you see Weller red label? Do you see the green label all the time? What?
So I can follow up on that. So our next door neighbor, he's from Ohio, and I want to say close to the end of the year, he had to go to Ohio for something, and I specifically asked him to check for some Antique 107 for us, and he hit like 5 stores, and they didn't have any.
Really?
So
Yeah.
I know
So
it
that
used
might-
to be in abundance back in the day,
Yeah.
but maybe not anymore.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
they definitely had a situation where you could go on an app, which we had talked about this on video before too, and it was a Kroger app, I think, and it let you know when it hit. And so in certain areas of Ohio, I still have a couple of people that I know that do have no problems finding it. So it's still going on there. It's just I might be spotty based off of your location.
But that's where these companies decide, just like Sazerac did for us with Eagle Rare. In Georgia, not us, but Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evans, Georgia.
Yep. BBE.
Maybe we should add the GA.
Nah.
Okay.
I like it, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also go watch our previous video with the James E. Pepper, and you might be able to get something on there. So watch it all the way to the end.
Or scroll to the end, pretend you watched it, and then figure out what we're talking about.
Yep.
That's what I do on some YouTube videos.
You got to watch ours though.
Yeah.
I think we put pretty good content.
Yeah, we got good content.
Yeah.
We're here for content. We're not here for likes. We're here for putting real information out there, letting you guys know, educating the market. And sometimes we'll do reviews. Everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah.
We've been doing this for a while. So this EC18 is not as good as the best EC18 I've had, but I'm never going to be mad at it. It's still really good.
It's good.
Going from our control, which I'm not going to say it's not going to win or it is going to win, it is like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's going to be really interesting moving to this next and then this last.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's where we're going. We're going to go from 18 to 10 to not.
So yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring it up. We might as well. One of our favorite, most recent releases in the Whiskey Row series is the 1924 10-year-old Old Forester product.
Yes.
It is still, you can say it.
No.
It's allocated.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely allocated. And in our area, based off of what we are finding, it is a once-a-year allocation.
Yeah. And you can find it in other areas a little bit. I've been able to see it in other areas. Was lucky when we were in Kentucky last. I was able to pick one up at one of the stores. I just so happened to be there, and they just went boop, and I said, "Thank you."
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yep. Thank you.
So that being said, yes, certain areas are going to have a little bit more than certain other areas. We figured that out in this many years.
Yeah, and honestly, in the comments, let us know in your area, even Atlanta or somewhere else like that, what is prevalent in your area that is allocated?
Yeah, no kidding. Let us know.
Yeah.
And address. No, I'm just kidding. If you find something, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So this is, what we were told in the beginning. With the rest of the Whiskey Row series, this would be a readily produced and on-the-shelf bottle.
Right.
Not the case yet.
Not yet.
Keyword, yet.
It might take a couple of years.
It could. I think they've been around long enough and have enough product, no problem, to be able to put out a 10-year on a regular. But, I mean, at this price point, I was actually shocked that it isn't readily available at that price point.
Right.
Because it's not every day the person wants to spend $115 to $130 on a 10-year-old bourbon.
Right.
And you're like, well, Justin, you're just counterproductive and you just contradicted what you just said because you just opened it. I didn't have this bottle until the other day, and I've been out of it for 6 or 7 months.
Yep.
And so,
and mine's sitting on the shelf, and it has not been opened because.
And I've said it since day one. Due to the price point, this is one that I think you should have on your bar, and treat yourself whenever,
right? Because
of the price point, and it's a very good pour. We did it versus birthday bourbon.
Yes, we did.
And when you run out of it, then you will seek until you find.
Yes.
I don't think you should have multiples of this because I think the price point is too high.
Right. And that you never know. If it starts becoming readily available, will the price point come down on it?
Yes.
Don't know.
I would like to think that they're going to have to.
Yeah.
Or they're going to continue on this route to keep the
Right.
price point,
Yeah.
which, if that's the case, that's fine. It's still allocated. Now, mention other things that are allocated from Brown Forman and Old Forester. Birthday bourbon.
Birthday bourbon, for sure.
12-year,
Yep.
11-year, and a 10-year in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So that's allocated. All the Old Forester Whiskey Row series is readily available.
Yep.
It has been readily available with the exception of this one
Right.
product.
And if you haven't tried those, try them. They're good.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about 2 new ones that have now come into the market that are definitely allocated in this exact same shape. President Select.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a rye now, which is pretty cool.
It is.
And especially if it's the same mash bill as the standard rye. And then, of course, the bourbon, which we've had President Select in Kentucky. It was great.
It was good.
And we've had one released recently, opened here as well. No complaints.
No.
Yeah. So those products are going to be allocated. I don't think they're going to take that off.
I don't think so either.
Based off of what the details are, there are single barrels and specific ages and specific proofs of each one. Could they do that? It's kind of like them releasing a barrel-proof version of their product and labeling it different. Whereas if you look up what actual President Selects were in the original days, it's not standing up to what that meant.
Right.
But it is really cool. But essentially, instead of having a blue label barrel-proof store pick that's 4 to 6 years old, it's an older barrel store pick with the President Select label on it. With how, I think I've got one over there that's like 111 months or something like that. And which is really cool. I'm glad I have it. I only have one. 'Cause,
Right.
Again, price point.
Yeah, price point.
Yeah. So that being said, that I don't think they're gonna. That's one of those exceptions. I don't think that's gonna come off allocation.
No, I would
just don't
agree
think
with you.
so.
No, I would
Yeah.
agree with you.
So off of Brown Forman, what I have seen that seems to be not necessarily labeled as off allocation, but a whole lot more available is the Woodford Reserve Masters Keep. They got the barrel proofs, they got the other editions,
Yep.
they've got all those. It's not Keep, it's Masters Collection.
Masters Collection.
Yeah, uncut, unfiltered.
Yep. I knew you were going to get it. That's all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Masters keeps Maker's Mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Wild Turkey.
Wild turkey. Yeah.
Collection, Masters Collection.
I knew you were going to get it. That's all right.
Sounds the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncut, unfiltered.
Yeah,
That's what we
yeah,
do.
yeah, that's what we do. So that being said, I've been seeing those everywhere.
Yes.
Whether it's the barrel proof edition or just the other next version, which the most recent one was a Chinkapin. But because of the price point,
Yeah.
how are you not going to be readily available when you're between $170 and $200
Yeah.
per bottle?
Get one of these.
One of the best barrel proof products you can get is Woodford Reserve.
Yes.
But it makes no sense on the price point.
No.
They're called batch proofs, by the way. And because that's just another label, batch proof, barrel proof, cast strength. I mean,
Yes.
yes.
I mean, there's so many of them.
yeah. And so it's fine. But why does it command that price point? But the good news is it's not commanding more than that.
Right. That's true.
I mean, they're lucky to get it off the shelf at this point. It's everywhere I go right now
Yeah.
in the market.
Yeah. Well, and it all you hit the nail on the head right there. It's price point. It's all price point.
Oh, how about a little bit of EC layover?
Oh, going
little
into
bit
the
of-
1924, huh?
Man, that EC is good.
Hmm.
Definitely grab you some EC18. And more than likely, I'm probably going to say grab you some of this too when it's
Yeah.
available.
You need to grab.
Yeah.
If you haven't, you need to try it. Like I've said before in almost every other video, if you don't want to spend the price point on it, go find a bourbon bar or a bar that has it for a pour and get you a pour. You need to try it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. This is exceptional. We did this, I think the first video that we did with this, holy Keenan pour. Hashtag Keenan pour.
Sorry.
Put that on camera. Look at this. Look at this.
And-
Keenan, I know you're going to be watching this.
I got a little
yeah,
handy.
we're
with it.
gonna,
My bad.
we're gonna add that hashtag on there. All right.
I'll put that on the video.
Yeah, thank you. You know who you are. Keenan knows who he
Yes,
is.
Keenan knows who he is.
So I've completely lost track of what we were talking about because of that pour.
It happens. It
There's-
happens.
There's the uncut, unfiltered part.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I haven't had it in a while, and it was there.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I was too busy.
normally we pour that size off camera,
Mhm.
or just right now. 2026 is a new year, right?
Hey, we'll do a one-sip showdown.
Cheers. That's the last that's in his glass.
With it. We'll do a one-sip showdown with it. So, no, I mean, with this, you have to try this. It's so good, and I'm trying it up against the 18. It's definitely a lot more.
Oh man,
yes.
that stands up just fine.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, it's so much more complex.
I don't know if it's more common.
I think it is.
That is pretty straightforward. Just Heaven Hill, just super old, one barrel of it, but it's still really good. But this has got, if you were to do flavors versus just
Yeah.
straightforward, I'm bourbon, I'm old, and I have oak tannins, this has
Yes.
more going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got more going on. This, don't get me wrong, this has got stuff going on, but this is Heaven Hill product that I love.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna, yeah, that is solid right there.
That
If
is.
you were to go drinkability, this wins in drinkability.
Yeah.
Just because it does remove some of that. I've been in the barrel another 8 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So we were talking about President's Choice. We're talking about the other things. So is there anything that you can think of off the top of your head that you've seen in market other than the Woodford Reserve stuff that is off allocation or back on allocation or something like that? I can't.
I can't think of anything either.
Yeah, so I think that pretty much buttons that one up as
Yeah.
far as covering that.
I mean, we could go so many other places too.
Well, there's so many allocated products
Yes.
still that we're not even talking about. No, these are major producers. Now we're not even talking like, oh look, there's Penelope.
Right.
Oh look, there's Smoke Wagon. Oh look, there's Frank August.
Yeah.
Oh look, there's
Four Roses.
Four Roses. There's Maker's Mark, Cellar Age.
Yeah.
I mean that one's allocated.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to be able to produce that? They probably could.
Mhm.
And by the way, when we went to Bourbon Fest, the amount of Cellar Age they released was massive.
Massive.
So if you got
Hard to get, though.
I mean, if you think about it, you've got a product that's been aging for a long time that's not being released until needed,
Yeah.
they should be able to have some cellar-aged older stuff. The 9 to 13 year, I think, was maybe 12, whatever it was, and whatever the percentages they break down. You know, and so loosely use allocation, or is it limited release?
And so maybe I think that's where everything's kind of going limited releases, you know, and maybe that's what they're trying to do is take some of that. No, it's not allocated; it's a limited release.
That's
you know?
pretty much. And now the term is being used too often.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because like we said in other videos, everything was allocated. You pretty much just say everything except for Jack and Jim and you know, all the makers and all that. All your big brands that have been around forever, those are not, but
Yeah,
everything else was.
Everything else was, yeah. So the production is up. We'll call it this. Production is up. They're producing more. There is more to hit the shelves, depending on your market. Whether you see these or not is depending on where you live, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
We're able to get our hands on more. The secondary market is down.
it is.
Which means we're producing more because the demand has released a little,
And
because you can get it.
And we will have a video on that.
And we're gonna talk about that for sure.
Yeah, we need to do another video on the secondary.
Yeah, and that's directly related to allocations as
It
well.
is.
So, but this is where we are with these particular allocations. Could we talk about this for hours
Yeah.
and days and weeks? Probably.
I'll tell you the one. If this one ever comes off of allocation, I'll be a happy man. You know, what you can you imagine what it might be? It's definitely in line with this.
I was gonna say Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
Taylor Small Batch
Ever came off allocation?
which I wouldn't be surprised if it does eventually.
Man, that'll be a happy day for me.
Yeah. I mean, I was there in the original days where I couldn't
couldn't
beg
sell it.
somebody
Yeah.
to buy it.
Yeah.
Because $39.99 was too much.
I know. And now, to see it at $39.99 would be amazing.
Well, it costs more than that now.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Not gonna happen in this state,
No.
but that would be fantastic. So I will leave it with this: is allocation still a real thing? Yes. Is it used too often? Yes.
Yes.
Do we have to deal with it on a day in and day basis when it comes to the bourbon community?
Yes.
Are things looking better on certain things?
I agree.
Yes.
For sure.
They are. They really are. So, what are your thoughts? Put it in the comments.
Yep.
Let us know. Reach out to him specifically about what's allocated, what's not in your market. He's the one that does all the data research.
Yeah. I'm curious about that. And also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let us know how you like our content.
And if you've had these, I guess like this one didn't make it, we'll have this one right after. So if you've had them, let us know what you think. And cheers. What's in your glass?